the Ministry of Information proud. I think say the Chief Minister, we are the champion of radical. What's in the cabinet they do? Again, will they take government transparency to an unprecedented level? Not to secret again. Work cabinet, the conclusion, why they can't read the news here at the end. I go tell and say, cabinet don't approve this, they go parliament, this they go into action. But now for the news. On the 19th January, when I been yesterday, President Biodon left for go Davos, Switzerland for attend the World Economic Forum, the 56th annual meeting. When I know say this is now one of the biggest gathering them of world leaders, people within both politics and business for talk about the world affairs. And again, for the first time, we get a president, a Salon President Julius Maada Bio, where the world looks say, if you can address, if you be among this conversation. So as a Sierra Leonean, if you also be very proud of the kind of leadership where President Biodongi said they invited now for Davos. Tradi Davos Salon, no, they safe. They call you one day, they not call you head of states for good day. For President Biodongi. Over the weekend, 16 January last Friday, President Bio Bingo Commission National Social Security and Insurance Trust na sits the district office na Moyamba. We been the talk, the president said this na part of government in determination for bring public service closer to the people and a part of in commitments to decentralization. So NASIT gets a state-of-the-art facility now na Moyamba. Again, governments, they continue for bringing the government close to the people. Last week, Thursday, President Biobi meets the oil marketing company in our state house. One day they bring oil, fuel, and things like that. Again, for government, for strengthening commitment to the private sector, President Biobi say oil like critical commodity where they play a role in the economy and security and they directly impact people in life. And he say because this is a year of action, he want more let them act in haste, let work together. Let us continue for stabilize the price. As I've been telling you the last time, this 2025 now one of few years we may remember in the history of Salone. In fact, for a long time, we not get one fuel shortage. December 1 to line not happen. Not single one. Price is stable. In fact, I don't the price them in the go. Thanks to the incredible leadership of President Bio. 18 January, we know government officials they will be joined War Wounded and Amputees Association at the Peace Museum in Freetown for mark the country in first ever National Remembrance Day. The celebration be solemn, be short, it been dedicated for who honor the victims of the Civil War and will be recommit government's action for peace and stability. I've been getting the privilege for the day alongside other top government officials for lay it. We'll get remembrance grave day, remembrance wall day, remembrance bridge day. If in a Saloma, you know, go it in a Peace Museum this week as we continue for Mark Remembrance Day. I urge you for let you go there, spend 30 minutes. Just go look around and go beyond and visit the grave. Then get tomb, a grave for every single district. They mark other people we will remember from the district. Then we will come on multiple districts. Vendebo, I go to map na Bont, I go to map na Western area because of me connection. Then CM for don't go Ibak for don't go plenty so Kailan, all inside in there as well. But this is not part of President Bio in call. I will skip the next one because I think he connected and just go straight to the fact that the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, Monday launched the country's first ever National Information Hub. A launcher on behalf of the president. He said this health information center will provide the country for get real-time data updates on maternal and child health indicators, including belly business, delivery, antenatal and postnatal care, immunization and mortality for informed decision making. This is a landmark initiative we tie with the Sustainable Development Goal 3. And finally, for today, on the news updates, on the 18th January, the Honorable Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo, being reaffirmed government in commitments to education, healthcare delivery, and infrastructure development. We've been described the key pillar them for national empowerment. We've been go for deliver the keynotes na the Eastern Technical University then graduation at Kenema. The VP being add say over 1.2 million picking in the benefits now for the school system, and he say we don't do boku plenty thing for increase, for example, girl picking enrollments. So he say he not surprised that 56% of the graduates them now that technical university then graduation day now being female, and this now because of the work we President Bio they do. That's now the summary of the news we get for the past week. Now we can to why we did here. I want to take this opportunity for welcome my brother, my boss, a distinguished public servants. I think we all you don't need introduction anymore. The country in youngest, and I think I really checked the other day. I think longest serving chief minister as well. I think I mean a check. I think of all the people who hold the position of chief minister right now, he'll be. So now let me come to the CM with the structure of this conversation because I want to get a lot out of this conversation. First, CM, I want to look at 2025. They always talk, say we will deliver. I want to just chronicle for family first. Waiting we deliver in 2025. This conversation, they can focus. We can go into some details just so you know, so you go structure your intervention. I therefore ask about the PTT, ministerial performance, ministerial coordination, the different MD them within the work and all, and then we can now to waiting President Bill mean by year of action. The role they play and how they do that. And they will also get for touch on tripartite. So I look at your portfolio and the thing that we forget updates on. But first, just overall set the scene. 2025. What did we deliver?
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to all Sierra Leoneans and happy Remembrance Day. Really congratulations to we all across the spectrum, Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad, all parties. We also remember. And I think not just that we remember war, but we remember peace and waiting bring we. And we remember waiting we not for do for make sure say we're not going to end up to the history and decide will come on. So I want to commend you and everybody we work on this, and especially His Excellency on the intentional implementation of within inside the Truth and Reconciliation Plan, because we don't did it before. Now I want to start with that delivery day. That's something we the country we don't see from what 2004 say we will deliver. The first thing we launch and say we will deliver, but then been done the one. But President Bio ensure say inside 2025 he signed that declaration there. A go cabinet, we deliver them, and we don't see the impact of that delivery day. I want for we can say we will deliver. It come up from the point say we get vision, not the one day they take for fixed country. We get commitments them we been done established. They take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Africa Union get Agenda 2063. We will deliver on every commitment in the UN. We all sign Agenda 2030. We for deliver on all landing. With National Development Plan, they say by 2039, we for deliver a more inclusive, green Sierra Leone, middle income Sierra Leone. So the general principle that we will deliver, anything we will say we will do, we do one. President Bioin, the no one that they as talk and do, that they essentially mean in another way. So 2025, we been get specific thing then we will be say we go do inside the National Development Plan when our targets them, we actually meet. And we can go down on the big five. If you think about agriculture, we've been say there's a target where we've been set for the number of land for the under cultivation. We set targets about 480 something thousand hectares. We set targets, say, we want for mechanization. We set targets, say, we want for ensure, say, we reduce rice importation. And we We say we want more rice self-sufficiency. We go closer so that we target there. Within education, school feeding, we've been set targets as to how much we've been want for day. We've been saying 900,000 by 2025. Teacher training, how many people will be want for do teacher training, PHU them, where will be want for then existence and for upgrade and maternal mortality. And Mr. Minister, if you go to the National Development Plan, because I can let we what's more with it, almost on every indicator, the targets that we set say we will meet by 2025, we meet them. Almost on all. A few the way we fall short on, many we exceed. So that's at the base where I want to start from. But a lot of people can talk about the economy. Now, one of the biggest things we able to do, and I want to tell you, say the economy not is solved by itself. We get global problem, we get global challenges. All man see in the UK, all man see in the US, all man they see all over. And His Excellency make a own personal responsibility. You get minister them, you get people them, you get we all. But in maker as in your then you call and say it micromanage because it matter for how they address the economy. And around the 9 make you see we reduce interest inflation. Inflation they tell we about price instability. Even they talk earlier, you said the price table. Price not they change today to tomorrow. And we able to bring it down from 54% to under 5%. The lowest we don't ever be na Salo in the last 20 to 30 years. Single digit below 5. And here's what's interesting, Mr. Minister. 2018, when President Bill take power, he been there close to 20. President Bill within a couple months bring it down to 9%. Then the capping and then global. So if not by chance, by 2018, 2019, and then the whole inflation go up, and we decide again, say we for do this, we see His Excellency bring a can down. And you mentioned as well reduction in rice price, about 30% reduction from what's been there at the start of the year for imported rice, for local rice as well, price reduction been there. And we develop pricing formula then for other commodities, which means the commodities being available and they in the market. We also establish plenty other companies, and we mean say with the exportation they and that exportation they continue for bringing in value and forex for we. So I want to start here down general point of view. I want to start here down on the general view for say on every indicator, almost every indicator, we meet the targets we've been supposed to meet within the National Development Plan.
Thank you very much, CM. So we can get into some specifics. I think you don't lay the foundation well. So while we focus a little bit on the performance of government, because what are they going to read you now? People they ask about different ministries and performance. How will they track? But something you make a very public show of. Say, will they sign a ministerial compact of some sorts, and then your office and your responsibility for track how they perform and how they do. Maybe help the public for understand your role for coordinate government delivery and the tools the way they use. And then if you maybe want to just highlight some of the findings then from last year.
As you say, President Bill commits to transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability, people then can look for using as big word. Government should be accountable and transparent. It really means the thing that what they do, this press conference here, like a form of transparency and accountability. I'm glad you don't announce say this year, every cabinet conclusion will get for the people they need for the one. Because people then can feel say cabinet discussion are secret, waiting they happen inside cabinet because we they solve problem for now. But the conclusion of cabinet is also secret because na agreement or na policy or na law we get for the you get country like Rwanda. After every cabinet, the prime minister office they publish full list of cabinet conclusions. Na francophone West Africa, then they go be SLBC or the national TV. Everyone then they do one. Or you get somebody they give White House, what then done on the cabinet, then they do full. And then that transparency. The only reason we're making them be done they be trade now because people let me done take and say, oh cabinet. And so people then they see and say, oh cabinet they do shumu shumu. Oh, I don't go cabinet today again, and so not a secret. Waiting the conclusion there. So that day, now one of the indicators actually now on transparency and accountability. And so they ask ministry then for do that day. One of the biggest things inside the performance tracker now on audits. People they not sabi read audit report. Or then just they use audit reports for say, you don't go thief. As opposed to here is the process. Did you follow the process? Is this solution where you been saying they do it reach to the people them? Even if it reach to the people them, why make you not follow the process? You don't go correct time. Yes, audit important, and we lack audit. And we're glad you with this audit now. Then even don't come with new ways for measure impact, quantitative and qualitative. So there is a misconception. Say government not like audits. Government who me I like audits. I read from morning till net. I want be me you go. You see now this line by line. Who like audits. So the track.
I want to ask you specifically because some of the press reports don't be focused again on audit reports and some of the findings on both your office, but also now you responsible generally as well for we your office there as well, like the state of audit. But let we start with the PTT and the findings because I therefore can follow up specifically on the audit, sir.
Okay, so audits are one of the things that we would put actively in the performance tracking for say you don't implement the audit recommendations from last year. The other one are cabinet conclusions. And how many cabinet paper you carry go? How many cabinet paper you carry go and the implementation of them cabinet conclusion and they matter? Because you know they count policy where you know can go cabinet. Certain policy then will require legal or finance and forget other people their input. If one law, if one for modify, people then say, the law then done too old. You need for can go cabinet. And if you get grants, if you get agreements, you need for can go cabinet. So cabinet conclusions matter. We also the audit people then on how much money then they bring. And as some minister and they in the room, Ministry of Social Welfare, as somebody way actively, as an example, they always go and spend money and bring come money because not just for the tax purposes, we need for build new partnerships with the commodity. Important for me, we know say the major chunk of what's inside the performance tracking that the National Development Plan commitment. So the reason we make acting always go back to the plan, where we say stick to the plan, where we say read the plan, where we say all things in the plan. Now because that plan day, now in the tell with the roadmap and how we country they develop. So the bulk of what's inside the performance contract, now waiting we've been done say we they do, and with the list them for that year day, for saying that this 9 you target. For their activity then we get then general components then now with audits, with finance, with transparency, how many management meetings they get, senior management meeting, just so we encourage people them so that they go do their work. Okay.
But just like audits, people then can grab them thing and then they only seek the headline. Would I can force? Would I can last? Yeah. Because it's a human instinct thing, right? Audits. The headline with the journalism one, 400 million missing. It's most times it's not really missing. The audits they track. If, for example, even if we do this event, but if they can check, say, the paperwork not being correct, or at the time when they ask for if we be follow strictly the procurement process, we say, well, that day they will be get for do this, but the outcome was there, and they still list them as something will not go right. Yeah. So on the performance tracking, I want to talk about how you assess performance of ministers in 2025 overall. If you can give an indication of like area the way you see minister they will perform well, whose area the way you think say, well, you want to see we strengthen with performance, just maybe add some color to it, sir.
So I want to do something really important. Not to minister them with a evaluate. The ministries would evaluate. So the minister, fantastic human, Minister Bawo, phenomenal human. But if the ministry, if una ministry, not do the thing that we be say una they do, we they put on there. It not mean say una not so fantastic and phenomenal human them. And then the one most important thing we I want to make me people they know. In terms of the impact, one of the things we are super glad about, we mentioned cabinet conclusions. Last year, government delivered 113 cabinet paper them, the ministries, and 85 were approved. The other one in an information paper and then withdraw the rest. For just tell you about the length or the breadth of work way governments they do. If you assume the cabinets they happen once every or twice a week, twice a month, sorry, or once a month, then they will give you an idea of how many cabinet paper them and how long will they take for go through this. And it really so 75% approved, and some the others na information paper. And for make many people they know no more. Say not to all things when ministry the carry na cabinet will they approve. Plenty they way withdrawn. Plenty they will not look for say rejected. But the chair of cabinets go say the ministry go withdraw for go do more consultation or for go improve on her or for go answer other question then where we as cabinet don't decide say we want for do. And then an important indicator of how governments they work. And then one thing where we also done the track where people then do well on that on project performance. You get plenty different projects there where we do to partner them. And with the track on the implementation of them projects then that's one thing where we do very well last year. And then in terms of audits, actually, if you look in the audit report, then they track and tell you the implementation of last year's recommendation. And this year, ministries do really well in terms of implementing the audit recommendations from last year. But I want to show, because I see say some CSO there and people they ask say what the report the year just done. We don't collect the information then from ministry them and we analyze them now and we'll, in the truest form of transparency, give them back to the people so people they understand, say, when I've been saying they do this na the National Development Plan, me say me when I read them, but sometimes I not read it. But with the help una for see say now this nine we've been set for 2025 and now this nine we do.
So CM, you talk about audit reports and performances. I want to know say the Minister of Information we can audits. We na Nike. All things correct. So again, no problem. Like you check the audit reports. But I just want to call your attention and ask, when you do the review last year, red flags, areas of improvement, what thing you see when you look at the data where you wonder say, I go let claim ministry then do more this year. I go and see this area improve. I think it's nice maybe they'll allude to that if there was any area.
I think I want to look at the data a little bit more closely, but one specific thing is that we on civic engagement. So you get what's in the ministry they do, the town halls and all of that there. But then in terms of the government generally keeping, because that is one of the indicators then actually, is that maybe we know they do as good of a job for bring kind of citizens along. They do so much wonderful things, but the citizen then they left behind. And now we responsibility for go bring the citizen them along. We need to do a little bit more of that across government.
Wonderful. So that include proactive disclosure of information is something that I always they push my colleague them about. Say, I can always say communication, you for over communicate. I think the CM now an example of that. communicate, be open, provide the information before they ask. And this year, with the both the data protection and the review of right way president announced, would they move right to access information from a commission to an authority? CM, I think would the ministry they take steps there as well for legislate around that area. But now can also audit. Because in one area, then the way the auditor general's reports for the year before, when last year auditor general's reports, they don't come out. There were some social media.
To you next week, you say, Minister Ba, that press conference, then how much them allocate for, you say 1,000 millions. And wait till breakdowns where you say for buy water, for do this, and say, well, what the receipts then for the invoice? Then some say you count with 2 invoices. They say, well, you need 3 invoices. They say, well, the other one been there at table, yeah, no side this FG no. They say, okay, we'll come back next week. Without audits the right, they say at the time the information not there. You not do the procedure. And then you go come, so saying you don't holla upon the people then with it, then go fena, then they come. We say you back both this thing for don't do buy why it not been done there. Then we then come, they say, okay, yeah, look the invoice, this the 3rd invoice. And then say, okay, we don't check out the 3rd invoice there. Or okay, then say we check out, but that 3rd invoice they been chair. And so we able inconclusive. And then they put down there as the final recommendation. If you look through the audits, a lot of this day, where then they ask for information the first time, people know they get her. Then they go come back, then the information the day. It really just requires digitization and proper filing. And if we know the file, if we know they digitize it, then people therefore establish files. So in my instance, I talk to me PS and finance officer and all man say this cannot happen. It cannot keep happening. It's your responsibility to put all of these things in order. And me challenge really to MDA then now you responsibility for file for you sick anyway. Forget audits in full transparency. And I think one of the things that I want to encourage people then for doing that, I made them digitize. If you not get scanner, you phone that computer. The kind computer power with it on phone then. They're not been there 10, 15 years ago, and then we laptop themselves with it. So if you get this powerful computer, you're not going to tell me, say, oh, you want scanner. Because you will download the app with the scan. You take her, you use the app, you scan her, you move forward. So we have to create better systems with government and across the...
See a map which you on Nande quick. You know the Chief Innovation Officer for government. This has been your responsibility for 7 years for transition this country to a more digital. It's something that, as you know, I don't express multiple the times. It frustrates me and it frustrates my colleagues. Them. To date, if I want anything done at Ministry of Finance at the left you building, then they can paper to me assign, then get the paper go na finance, then pass some for 1% na finance. Why we not transition it fully? I know say some area they would not do. Why we not transition it fully on digitization and what's within else we can do on that area there?
So now a really important question. If you think about human behavior, a lot of it not just human behavior. Because like I say, you get computer now. My team, we then ready, then they scan that for me on front office, with then phone them and send that to me. So largely everything digitized for me. But for many other people, them even though it digitized and they can't say that extra thing than they or it really foreign. So that human behavior, ACC now 100% declaration. With an important thing, online declaration. Plenty other things anyway require license with the STI and Ministry of Communication don't help people then for digitize. So it happened. We know they fully digitize government systems on everything, but there are many things that are digitized. Even land, the National Land Commission, Ministry of Lands get digitization project, and that goes through. If you go to the Ministry of Lands on processes is digitized. NMA, Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources, digitized. So it happen. It just not there at the rate for procurement officer it.
And I did the game day as well. I did try for settle that game day as well. But okay, let me move now to some favorite topic, tripartite, national unity agreement. Now you done His Excellency don't charge with the responsibility of leading that process there. reflect for we on 2025 with the National Unity Agreement. So we did.
The tripartite agreement, now the idea will make President Bill say, more will do this. And then it came down to, we agree on the recommendation, the 80 plus recommendations. And the AG, so then we begin implement them. The AG's office work with we, then for extract within the tripartite report and within the Constitution Review Committee, we linked to elections. And the reason we make one for do that day, because we don't want for wait till 2027, then all man begin holla, then the people stop thinking. Because the only thing within the member now on our ballot, then they stop for think critically. So we want for create that distance there. And best practice, like, for the change election law too close to an election. So we decide, say, constitution review don't go on for 20 years. Tripartite, major elements of it, now on election. So the AG take the critical constitution review, critical tripartite report related to elections. We take and go to cabinet, and cabinet take them as they are, and we send them go, we gazette them. People then say, oh, they don't leak, not to leak. Now public documents. Anything within a gazette, now public document. We don't depend secret, shumu shumu. So the AG's office can go, due diligence, put on a gazette, and then gazette, we take that gazetted copy there, and the gazette copy now for citizens, knowledge, transparency, for make me owner self-engage, for make me owner call una MP there. One thing we know they do, when you select member of parliament, and they left her. The only time we they call her for say you know well. But you need for call the member of parliament for say one law the way as in a gazette, where they go to parliament. Now this night I think as a citizen. So now we responsibility as citizens, as civil society, as media, for give an opinion on then thing they do in a gazette and give to a member of parliament. Because now you member of parliament, now I for go determine that, not to President Bill, not to me, we don't do our own part as executive, and we don't send them to parliament. So where we are is we get then law there, we don't develop. They go now to parliament. With the AG, they go discuss now parliament. Everybody been talk about the functional management review of ECSL. That means that'll be big deal. But in the first quarter of the year, we do that. Not has been the woody hide. From where they inform neck, then turn and that be neck force before it's on ECSL. You been build that thing before? Eye neck. Okay, so neck, eye neck. Oh, that be eye neck force. Neck force. So eye neck to neck to ECSL. One day nobody will do functional management review from who they establish that. Imagine then 96. The election opening happened in 96, 90 happened today. The solution then different. You get more time than we been did it from day one. And the system than we did it. So the importance that we do that functional management review, and we did with an independent body paid for by the Americans and public sector reform. And I remember plenty people then say, some man they say, oh, for do that day. Other one they say, oh yeah, we need for do one independent. And we said, okay, great, we'll do it independent. And we did, and we discussed and with everybody. A lot of misinformation came there from some of we party them, from other parties, from a particular party. Then can say, oh, they're not meet, we're not even they discuss this. But I want to tell citizens and say, we met every quarter as a steering committee. We met every quarter. The technical function is a steering committee, not the steering, the technical committee of the tripartite. And they work every day, and then every meeting what they need for then they meet. Sometimes where people they don't want to be accountable to the citizen, it better I can say I get big head. So una can blame me. So now me then can blame, say, now me know they call meeting, but that's my role, really to coordinate governance across everybody. So on the tripartite, technically people then been on the work, major impact. Now that today we parliament open this week, next week, the AG they're ready for table the constitution reviewed document related to elections.
Wonderful. So then a big news. The law reform we AG for bring to parliament, the one that will not require referendum, the one that we just require amendments, the way parliaments can do, the AG don't do that work there. Thanks directly to the work we National Unity Agreement and tripartite to the recommendations. And pull that one and they separate, we don't do that one and then they go to parliament. The work on the bigger constitutional review, the CMC don't take over 20 years. The AG also don't advance that work there. We don't make clear, say, constitutional review committee, no day again, the committees, and we don't end from Kawan. They don't do white papers, recommendations. The AG office, they now finalize and consolidate for bring and come. And the provision right now, the proposal now that we go, one, the process where they go through parliament, and then the second one, we also have to go through parliament, but we go require for change entrenched clauses that we get for get a referendum. We will cancel the people and for approve that constitution, they will essentially could be the new constitution for Salone. All that process did happen and they'll make big progress because of the work where the government don't do and the leadership where the chief minister don't play that role on the National Unity Agreement. CM, I just want to take a minute for acknowledge, say we get with colleagues in Aya, the Minister for Public Political Affairs, Mr. Amara Kalondea, the Minister for Social Welfare, Madam Melrose Kaminti, the Deputy Minister for Technical and Higher Education, Dictator Sajo Aziz Kamara. And there, so we come to the question, I think the CMA asked we colleague there, anyone the way for the around for CAM, so in case question and the way it go turn to them. So we'll get more opportunity for engage minister than I had today. I want to transition now to 2026. President Bio declare year of action. This year, I want to let you, and we recently see, by the way, the retreats where you been there, the high table next to His Excellency, we talk about delivery action. I want to let you help for paint the picture for the people of this country. What in there for expect from governments in 2026? Waiting are the major areas they're waiting for expect accelerated action in?
Number one, again, all man for reading National Development Plan. The most important thing that I would stick to the plan. 2026, all the things that we say what they do one. But specifically infrastructure, and I want to say this because people then can feel say where I can talk in there, I can just put on my head. I like data. They can call me data man because that's not the way they do. We're not to data. For 11 years, the APC government and its by Krumah government, former president, let me say then are roads that they make. For 11 years, before 2028, they make 432 kilometers of road. For 2018, before 2018, for 11 years within our government, they make 432 kilometers. And we have been road then they Pendembu to Kailaon. Before we come at 2.5 kilometers then do. We do 25 kilometers after that day, inside 7 years. Banda Juma, Mana River Union, then we don't do 10 kilometers. Woka, we do 95 kilometers. Wellington, Mashaka, widening, Toke, Lumley, then we don't do 14, we do additional 4.3, and then 2024. Oh, this is not by 2023, by the way. So, might just put her into context. Before...
And now I miss forget the big number.
Yeah.
APC in the entire 11 years,
432.
Which thing we don't do in 7 years?
In 7 years, we don't do, I do math quick, let me hear there. 442 kilometers now we do.
Brilliant. So APC spent 11 years Then signature, they say this whether they not chest, we say don't pass all thing. Now road inside 11 years, total road where them build now this country 432. Because them build in not chest for road, in not chest education, human capital, other thing. Inside less than 7 years, because as you see the data,
No,
if you
this
add
now
up
would say to 2025.
2025, inside that 7 years there, President Bill don't do more than APC did per road in the entire 11 years. Now you can put this to get the data, we'll get the number, then here we'll share with you the road there, you will count and baby the measure.
Quote and say 442 kilometers of road done in 7 years by President Bill compared to 432. And then road and they. Not to say no day. I mentioned Pendembu Kailang, Hill Court Bypass, Lumley Toke, Kailang Boedu, Makulu, well, Makulu Junction, Koblo Gulama, then Boku. And then something then go say, oh, you just don't go include road them. We would now that they do? No, but like the Sefadu road, we na 50 kilometer, we then do. All they win at 0 day for we because we know the one. And not all, if you take the Freetown Street, 25 kilometers, or widening of Spur Road, or rehabilitation of the 3 towns where they, or put local. And you can see the side and where the road them in there during that time there. As an example, rehabilitation of 6.5 kilometers of roads in Kenema for the 11 years and 1 kilometer then do. Where we come, we do about 6 kilometers and beyond. Each one of them roads then not so secret. But we not tap there. We don't decide, say, infrastructure really important for we. So one of the priority areas for 2026, that infrastructure. We don't open 2 bridge. We don't done. These are bridge crossings where the ferry been did from where they make Salon. Independence from before that. Now people in the die palm water. Over the last couple of years, we don't do 2. Inside this 2026, we open 2 more. Then we start the procurement for another 4 more. And then in terms of roads, one of the things that we would focus on, we don't do the Kabbalah Limbaya Sinkunya Road. And we want for continue Teguna Falaba. If God agrees, so we'll find the money for go Mongo. We also get plenty road there in a Freetown we want for focus on. One another Macaulay Street, High Broad Street Road for go na Seabird and Grammar School. Moriton, yes. We focus on that day a lot. A lot of people they don't complain, but the McKinney Hospital Road, that road where they we now one of the priority roads them where they we don't talk a lot about the Baneke Bridge at Kamakwe. We noted we got a priority there, St. Michael's Road na Locust. We don't see plenty. So we get prioritization where we don't do right across the country. You everywhere mentioned McKinney, Kamakwe, Free Western area, and all of that that priority for we. Kono, the road we did Kenemazimi, the priority for we will look for new ways of financing. Each one of them road then they cost upwards of $70 million to $150 million because of the distance. That's beaucoup money. And government they look at ways in which we use government money, but also find partners for do this. Other thing we they focus on this year in the market infrastructure. You know then Luma then. All man, you see all the trouble in the ground then Kinde, then just the all side. The plazas now Waterloo now near the dirty box now they Kinde. Even though the wasa or the cooker they do what they do, but not today for day. His Excellency and Ministry of Agriculture and the partner then they work on waiting for the market infrastructure there. So major infrastructure projects now than the very important infrastructure project will be the host ECOWAS this year. And we get to see infrastructure development where the lead up to that day. I've been to many conferences and I know more we get. And the only place them will get for host. We want for a show when I say we do it who they do for expand hosting infrastructure in a salon this year. If you go to the agriculture, people then can talk about Toma Boom, Toma Boom, Toma Boom. Toma Boom, a big area, not Toma Boom, not the one dot. Already we got private sector holding that Toma Boom. Today. People then they grow rest in that Toma Boom. So then can say I want to eat Toma Boom rest. Then can eat and so they don't say nine and they eat. You know right panna, you know the taste differently. You know right the rest, you know right panna Toma Boom.
At the same taste again, no more.
Not the same taste to get. So then they eat and so then they say I want to eat and back. And I know say for as an example, we get plenty bag of rice with it. So private sector did it, but the minister they continue for expand on the irrigation. Would they do irrigation? Would they look for private sector? Would they cam day? So they do an atoma boom and Bondapi, and they seek for do about 2,000 hectares of irrigation work with them. You don't start them for Donham. And same the need for start the one Bondapi. Mechanization, an important thing. One thing with governments they do as well now for support private sector. So we don't create new instruments then where they allow private sector for go take money at very reduced rates. Before we begin pay back, it take time for me invest. So we get plenty of young people then we don't go take machine ring, then take money, then buy machine them for make people then use them. So they engage on that, they continue for work on that day. Would they build more storage facility? The agricultural bank we've been still the established and enough for feed salad.
So we expect the establishment of a new agriculture bank in 2026.
That's our objective and our goal is that we will do that.
Okay.
If you look at exports, we look for exports, many more produce. The ministry they expand egg production. We've been still one child per egg with the pilot term. But Andy, for now, the number of eggs, we still import egg in our salon because we not reach that capacity yet. So the ministry look for increase more onion production, rice production. We need for increase the land under cultivation. And then the ministry also they do with student support feeder roads and then plan now for rehabilitate about 1,000 kilometers of feeder roads by end of 2026. Then get project now we do another 400. That 400 and something we have mentioned, then not to feeder road. In addition to that, we government do another 400 and something kilometers of feeder road rehabilitation. We did it on school feeding. We expand school feeding on human capital development. Maternal mortality, we only continue for reduce it don't stock right now, it's sticky. But the ministry, they look for even further reduce than the social protection. The government get plan. We don't increase minimum wage by over 50%. So you want minimum wage now, they buy for you 2 bags as an example. Because people think look for say, and what's that the minimum wage? You buy 1 bag rest.
Well, now they say we buy rest, no get transport.
Well,
so there's somebody tell me now you say now we don't buy rest though now. In order for you to get transport safe now. It's good. The ambitions keep going higher, which is good. I think we welcome it.
Exactly. The goal of government is to make sure that all my living standards go up. So if today you need to buy 1 bag rest, now you buy 1 bag, 2 bag rest, or maybe you go buy 1 bag rest, then you buy your bus, then you pay transport. Maybe not to for buy 2 bag rest. But that's a good thing that will continue to increase living standards. On social protection, one of the biggest things there, and if Yeri will be Nina Moyamba, His Excellency mentioned and the Ministry of Labor, one of the biggest impacts, and we government in a political party, this is not SLPP government. The SLPP government will be there before this we own SLPP government, now established what they call NACIT, one of the biggest trust we did for people then we they work. But majority of people then we they work not in a formal sector, like informal sector then they. So we ensure say we get something this year for the informal sector and the ministry go talk that day. One of the things then where His Excellency don't say we for really streamline and roll on insurance, health insurance. So the health insurance scheme, slashy, we need to make sure say, hey, maybe you don't the crawl. I don't know if you don't the crawl. Now sit down, no sit down. Now you need to begin move. Maybe you sit down, you not begin crawl it. We will make sure say it begin crawl and then say begin run. And if you fall down, insurance day, we will make sure say it well. So that we will do in the social protection. A lot of teacher training, they happen, jobs. You know, people then can say, hey, the job, I mean, so they create 500,000 jobs. The last 10, the minister told me they don't create 300,000 jobs already. And people then will say, hey, who say them work then they? But then they forget, see, all the people then with they work in a farm, all the people then with they make them road then, all the jobs with they, whether not military they recruit again.
Service sector,
the service
sales,
sector,
doing the festivals, all these things. These are all jobs.
So I believe say before 2028 we don't reach the 500,000 by far, and this is just the reality.
And the data of the jobs and then are something where the Minister of Labour don't commit for put to public. So this is something that will be accessible to you as well.
You just need for come on a free town and go out to see the people then where they work. Infrastructure, the Nant Energy project, but they go super far on energy. We go now for increased electricity access to 45% of households by 2026.
With now baseline, right now we did
36%.
We did 36. So now for
add another, we're at 18%.
We're at 18.
We
Yes,
essentially double.
Yes.
Household access.
So this 45 now by the end of the year.
Yes, by 2026.
Okay.
Renewable energy, we get targets them as well. In district headquarter towns, we don't do na Moyamba. We need for continue for the one other side there. You know, digital. You mentioned digital penetration the other time. Inside the National Development Plan, we say we'll increase internet penetration to 40% by 2026. Inside 2023, we need 30%, and that have been the target. And before 2018, we were at 18%. So everything where we do now, we double after 2018 by 2023. And that make people then vote for we overwhelmingly. And our goal is that we continue to do this and double what we've been told they do in 2023 for mid-2028 as well. Because of the Sustainable Development Goals and because of the National Development Plan. The Minister of Public Administration there, Big Five on the public sector. One of the things that we will be saying we want for doing a biometric verification to eliminate ghost workers across the board. We want to reach 100% this year. We do the performance contracts, gender parity, that's one thing within people that are in the public service, digitization of government records, which is what we were talking about earlier.
That's the policy within the process of actually rolling that out now. Yes.
And I know say the minister today self called some consultant then to me where they talk about the public service academy, the civil service training college, and that's something where the minister don't do the functional management reviews. Absolutely, don't they go ahead? So they do plenty work. With regards to the economic management, financial inclusion. We don't increase financial inclusion, access to digital financial services, about 54% of the population. A lot of that in a woman there. And we all know that day because people like in the Krobola, then they say same for me orange money or Afri money. And plenty people there. These days, try the way I'm not can get money in my pockets, I can see I'm not get money. But nowadays, when they ask yourself for money, then just say that for orange money me something or Afri money me.
See, look me number, sir. I send you my number.
Just Dana an indication, say financial inclusion, really they all side. And they continue for do financial inclusion. And then on the economy, we continue for maintain 4.5%, 5% for inflation.
So manage for keep the inflation
below 5%.
Yeah. By the way, the country need. Dr. Denaya, your chief technical advisor, may discuss this. Edmond, and he say people don't understand. I've been in a radio the other day, CM, I've been telling somebody, say, oh, you talk about inflation, but this price goes to this one. I say, inflation don't mean, say, he say, inflation don't come off 54, it don't cancel 4%, the price back for come down. I say, no. Inflation, they simply tell you the rate at which the price they rise. At what rate? You know, they go up at the rate of 50%. They go now at 4, and you need some level of inflation for let the economy be stable, for let businesses they make profits. So it's good for the economy. In fact, if you go say you get deflation, it's bad for the economy. But then another day for economic lecture, I will call my brother Wina, a very distinguished economist. Next time we'll call you like I explain and properly for you. Yes, sir.
So then we are highlight so now important thing them for focus on for we and I want for show people then say this they in addition or in target for all the projects that we'll get. And then you get specific thing that we want to do like Kono University. So today say we get meeting on Monday between Ministry of Higher Education and finance and plenty projects and with the around the country were important for we. People that can visit Kono University do not start yet, but then they year two.
Yeah,
people that they go school.
Yes, exactly.
It's just perception. Waiting then keep
Because
being
they want
that's
the
not that
building.
fine building
Correct.
is that big
Correct.
building would deny them me. The big building don't come up is that
Yes.
they do with all right, so we'll partner them already. We'll take the loan from make and give you the approval and we don't approve the consultant, the design now nine then don't they do. And what's going to happen? Now the people in India, now then they choose the person who they can be like, then just send them to we from where we see. But that fine building if come, but the university don't start already.
Inshallah. Okay. So 2026 year of action. You listen to the chief minister, a long list of promises, but concrete item. Most of them already there in the works. Talk about the minister, he say out consultant and today, social welfare minister, I would say the thing we do now. Higher education, Kono University, ongoing. You know, even reach now we own sector. Public information and civic education. All the plans we have, feed salon, concrete plans. My sister, technology and innovation, concrete plan. That's now waiting President Biodon commits on the constitutional review, on the census, on the redistricting. Each one of those, this government is ready to deliver in 2026 because we know so they go as well, closer and closer to 2028. We'll go back for Kegoda reports card day. Now, at the pause, I hand over the microphone to Ona. Ona know the rules, the details, you ask the question, you keep the question short and to the points. So we'll get as many questions as possible and the chief minister ready for answer the question. Then we may one of them. So let's see. I think we'll start here. I pick the first 5. 1, 2, 3 in front. Woman 4 as the lady. Other woman I know the up. Okay, we'll get 4. I want one more woman. The point I say once one more woman, the man is making answer like saying, hey, bruh. Eh. Okay, so 4 and 5 BND. So we don't do this angle and do them 2, then they will cancel in the middle of the camp. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name na Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. My question goes to Chief Minister. Mr. Chief Minister, I don't know you they say we will deliver and you say people enemies construct. What do you mean by we will deliver? But in your explanation, you say it means say we will deliver by 2039, which means President Bio no go in power at that time there. But if you go back during Pakabai days, there was a blueprint document that was called Vision 2025. And in this same hall, the previous government being what to call National Development Conference with a whole Naya. But Where then come 2007, then kick out based on 2025. So which assurance we go give the people of Sierra Leone this will deliver the next government no go kick them out?
I've done the one on an airboat for the listen fine and wrong premise. But I did trust you to the CM. I know say you go handle that now. Go ahead.
Chief Minister, Mohamed Kamara, the Watch, and of course Humanity. Tell us something. Let me go international relations. Tell me something about the Bureau administration, diplomatic expansionism, and how confidence the donors can get for boost to the economy. Two, Chief Minister, we want to know if at all the tripartite recommendations may go to Parliament and approved, in case either political party behave otherwise, would there be some disciplinary measures as to ban that particular party from taking part in next elections? Thank you.
You understand the second question? Okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Alaji H.B. Gillen from Civil Society Movement. Mr. Chief Minister, 2024 audit report, most of the MDs they perform badly on financial management. And most of the MDs are named in that report. And your office is the office who is overseeing those ministries. Now, Mr. Chief Minister, what are you going to do so that by the next audit report, which we will be having, that mistake will not be made? They will definitely give proper financial reports so that they will not go back and forward. Because immediately the Auditor General go to the Accountant General's department and got that message, they start their work. I want to ask you, what will you do?
All right, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Now go to the lady now. Over there. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, Honorable Minister. Good afternoon, Chief Minister. My name is Alimatu Kabo, reporting for Vantage newspaper. You talk about the audit report, and yesterday, myself and one of my colleagues, we reviewed the report, wherein we see a certain bank, they give loan without any collateral. Now, my question are based on the performance.
The bank name?
Yes, sure. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. My question are based on the performance ranking table. I want to know which ministries will do well or left behind on this PPT and waiting at the specific action I don't take for address this gap. Thank you.
All right, final question for this round, the gentleman there, yes.
Yes, my name is Saidu Dumbuya, right for exclusive. Mr. Chief Minister, the SOEs, we are the state-owned enterprises. We don't perform poorly since I was a boy. And notably, Seratel, Salhawk, Salpost, State Lottery, among others. Never we don't perform poorly. We are the consider for privatize some of the state-owned enterprises so that they could actually meet the competition with it now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. CM, what do you mean by the will deliver? And the border in here you say we need deliver say 2039. Although we start, we talk about delivery, say the first delivery already in a Remembrance Day, 24 years ago, we already delivered and done. So that premise they did, diplomatic expansionism, donor confidence, tripartite for legislature, MD performance in audit reports, which would they do for avoid bad performances of Salon Commercial Bank loans without collateral, ministries they do well, see, and what would they do, whether you consider or the states they consider for privatized SOEs.
We will deliver on a mentality. Where I sleep in a net, I grab. Where I wake, where I look myself at the take, say, they deliver. I will deliver. On anything I put my mind to and commit to, I will deliver. As a nation, as young people, as women, as elders, we will deliver on anything that we say we do. That's number one. So where I can say we will deliver together, I want to make me all Salon man. If a believer, Salon ever win Nations Cup, we will deliver. Salon ever win World Cup, we will deliver. Not to tomorrow Salon they win World Cup. But for make me Salon win World Cup in 10 years or in 15 years, Salon need for begin play na zone 2 and win zone 2. We woman and then win waffle. We have delivered it. We delivered it. But then we woman then they AFCON next year, we then go because then win waffle. And those then go winner. We will deliver on that. That mentality. If you area no more any side, by the way, I can pass that street, then young man there, people that we see down that junction, they just said we will deliver. Now that they are 1 year, then believe say Salon will rise. In America, people they call it the American dream, maybe. Then believe say they as individuals, they can do it. Will Obama say yes we can? Obama, say yes we can, meaning say no they can't today. It just say we can deliver AEBC. So if it left to me, when I all on the newspaper there, every day when I would just grab and put we will deliver. Because all them picking they never believe that day. Now when it comes down to the most important thing that our nation has is the National Development Plan. And there's only one vision in the National Development Plan. It is that by 2039, Sierra Leone will be an inclusive, green, middle-income country. Inclusive, we'll get how they measure it. Green, we'll get how they measure it. Middle income, we'll get how they measure it. Today, Sierra Leone is not a middle-income country. Sierra Leone is not a green country. But by 2039, we will deliver an inclusive, green, middle-income country. And why? Because we delivered yesterday on our responsibilities in Gola Forest. We go UNESCO, and Gola Forest and TY, they identify them as a World Heritage. We delivered on it. We will deliver on being a green income country, middle income country, because Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Environment, they have a green strategy, a green finance strategy. We will deliver on that. Does that make sense? The question you ask is really important. Every country, yesterday there's one guy there we can do commentary on football. Then they analyze why make Senegal win Nations Cup 210 inside the last couple of years. And he put and say 15 years ago, Senegal didn't get this vision for 2020 or whatever. And then they update that vision there to something else. And then, so same with like the Millennium Development Goals, like in 2015. So Millennium Development Goals, transition to Sustainable Development Goals. I don't know what to get for color again, but it needs to move forward. So we always are modifying our goals based on which side we there. But I want to assure you, say, that next government, the way we form inside 2028, will continue for develop on that that vision where President Bill done set. Will they continue that day? Yeah, not for it. Will they deliver on that goal there? It really is important on our diplomatic and donor. Just we have a strong president. President Bill did Davos today, and at Davos he's having lots of engagements. We'll be in Guinea for the inauguration. He had lots of engagements. As ECOWAS chair, he continues to lead on these major strategic engagements. I want to assure you, say, every partner they consult with His Excellency at every level on everything. And locally, we just get the EU Government Australian Dialogue in December. and with a couple of ministries, and we get direct relations with China, US. We're actively engaging. And the biggest indicator of donor confidence, there are school sets, there's some people then they don't understand how IMF and World Bank they work. So for some people then, maybe we study economics inside 1980 or 1987, or then get a view of IMF. IMF, the kind of more than tell you say structural adjustment policy, yes or never, otherwise you die and you privatize who you need to privatize. Maybe they happen on the other side there, but inside salon, it not they happen. So we they sit down, we look there. Then people then we all sabi we self. Now we all go school. The same people then we sit down. If you see me self, so they know if we see me, they tremble for us because they been sabi me without come out. And this is true. Then the study who that then they can't sit down opposite with. We depend the extended credit facility program because we get strong confidence from we DFI them. On tripartite, everything we go to parliament na law. So we not get that fear there. As long as the recommendation then go to parliament as they are, when they become law, they will be implemented immediately. Some of them maybe will have a date attached to it. But the constitutional changes that will happen now will become immediately implemented. On financial management, I wouldn't say there was some generalization, but audits are important. No country, they do audits, we person, they fall foul, because audit is both measuring process and the final outcome. And often, like I can say, it easy, I guess, story. So we at the sides here, the left private sector, and at the kinds of government. One me party in the work, na Mexico City, na the mayor office. I say, you sure say you want to go government? I say, yes, I go. Now I say, the one thing where they want you, because you're not programmer, you just they do things, they no more how they do one. I say, do you have to follow every process? Yeah, I say, them process, and they boring, but follow them. It is because often, okay, Office of the Chief Minister, then been put headline and say money loss. Me job now for coordinate the green belt, and all man know that because it's public. And His Excellency, and we also want to protect the environment, because people then they go, then they thief land, then they begin build, then they do whatever. So what we need for do? We get military for go and broke, because we know one problem, and we want military then did it for months. My office, because this military not get that money there. So military and all man go do what they need for do. And then we give money for say military, okay, when I go buy fuel or when I go for go take care of the soldier man, then we did it, then just did it, because how long? Yes, you want to make that soldier man make out invoice or make out receipts for the pap then we buy. I want make the pap seller get receipt. But we know say not to all 10 pap seller they get receipt or they give invoice for the people then we did it. It doesn't mean that the work not done though. All man be no say military them in did it for months. Then did it, the picture then did it, video then did, then broke the host them, we then did. So military not thief the money, or chief minister office not thief the money. The work happen. But yes, process wise, what the auditor guy will say, well, I don't see this invoice here for this 800,000 we did it. That's their job, that's their function. The point then with it, now that we should be able to have that conversation and not run a headline that says chief minister don't thief 800,000, because that's not true and that's unhelpful for development. But I agree with you that we need to get better. And there are two things that always happen with audit: the Auditor General, the Leone Parliament, and Parliament's Public Accounts Committee. They go through each and every one of these and recover the money that we actually lost. Decide that we money not lost, then go right, say we're gonna do better next time. Anti-corruption as well, they take them up. And if money lost, then go take them up. And then they do them work with it. So Parliament, anti-corruption, and yes,
overall numbers are very good as a bank, then performance, and also that's the need for maintain certain standards for let abide by the rules the way the central bank decides and all that.
And they have a board.
And overall, and they above all and so
no, they have a board.
Exactly. The bank also gets a governance board with the review them saying. So if you just take one line no more, so something there is like an indication, say maybe again it might be a question of paperwork not being there on the collateral or something like that. But it's important for also engage the bank directly. It's something that we will engage on, yes.
And by the way, this is something that I don't think it applies here for us to note. Collaterals, as we had them, exclude many people. Many women, many people in the informal sector cannot get access to certain loans, and we want to change it. And so if we just go strictly by waiting kinde by the law, often we're excluding people. Final question was on SOE. Now we review, now we strategic engagement with President Bio. I need to know how you know. But one of the mandates where His Excellency give me one of the tasks, and you remember me because I'm not called that meeting date. His Excellency direct say I forget all the SOE list them with it. And then the bill, there's a SOE bill that has been in the drafting for a long time, and he mandated that we complete that. So it's not like I've been flying that the strategic meeting will get with His Excellency, because
we're for investigation.
Exactly, because this is the last directive that they will give me. Say I will go implement. So I will put it on my performance tracking for done the SOE bill this year. Through finance.
Your direct question actually, speaking of your performance tracking, you did track your performance, who did track your performance? I don't be asked this medium, so important. The
president and the vice president, they supervise me. Okay. But I like to say the best people with it tracking the performance are the people, you the people. But one of the things about SOEs, it's not just privatization. There are joint ventures. There are other things that we can do. There are other managements. And I'll tell you this because I know it's an important thing for His Excellency and is linked to public administration. His Excellency has asked us to pay closer attention to who goes on the boards of these, because today it's just easy. One me on cool day, never put me in one board no more. Me on cool day not in a board, but like in general, this me family we are put on a board. But if you put person within a board, we not sabi within the board debate, then it just makes it very difficult for how you manage the incident. So yes, SOE bill, yes, review, but on our side, putting competent people on the boards as well.
Thank you, sir. Will you do the final round of questions? Let me see the hands. And then we go, wow, your hand number goes small. Okay, what will you do? Let me, where do you want to let get 2 mics, yeah? So at the point 6 people, we try for take them question really quickly. Yeah, I'll start in front of here. 1, 2, between all 2 at the Gida man, the 3. And then we'll go under 4, 5 to the man with ABN, and then 6 to this man now. Next time. 6. I think that's a lot for today.
Mohammed Usman Bangura, Capital Times newspaper. Chief Minister, every year we get a lot of irregularities in the audit reports. We billions and billions of loans they lost according to the reports. And nothing say if the auditors can't do audits or auditing, you fail for present the document required. Can be mismanagement of public officer. Then 2, I want to know if qualitative and quantitative indicators then they for assess ministerial performance system. If then they, how credible they will be. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Amos Marshall Tarawali, aka the microphone vandalist. And I want to say felicitation and Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Mr. Minister, the two ministers, I know Unado explained many good things with this government achieved in 2025, but in as much as these things are there are a little bit of irregularities will happen as well. One of them is that in health, we reached to a point where we get rumors that doctors they want for strike for, I think, was it for fuel allowance? And we overlook that situation onto the point when that strike they happen. Doctors, they sat at home. In education, we reached to a point, teachers, they're threatening for strike for subsidy. We overlooked at it onto the point when teachers then strike. And during those process, handful of Sierra Leoneans, if not all, we get the perception that government response to those emergencies are one, unenergetic, two, unenthusiastic, and three, lackadaisical. I want to ask if we now learn any lessons from them issue day and how best or we get any mechanism we don't put in place going forward in 2026 for prioritize prevention. If I can borrow the Latin adage, we say prevenire es malicious quam querere, which means prevention is always better than cure. Thank you.
Amos.
I
Ibrahim.
got for the charge extra for my microphone. Go ahead.
Ibrahim Sarasisi. Chief Minister, you talk about various sectors. Let me take you to the security sector. Looking at we don't get issues around the Yenga, Kailaon district. How far the government done they about for resolve that issue there? And also within the security sector, we don't see military officers they fire themselves. This will happen now. And another issue happened at Kono district. Just now, as I tell you, today we come on, we are in a police officer fire a chief inside Kono district. Yes. I'll give you the side. So the security sector, how far on I get for manager, because that's get for deals with national issues we safe not safe at this particular moment. Thank you.
Thank you, number 4. Over there.
Yes, Mina Bobodan Kamara, the right for New Citizen newspaper. CM, I want to go back to the 2024 audit report. Generally, financial losses, we talk about 250 million new loans. Foreign currency, $935,000, something like that. But we look at from a holistic point of view, the cause of get for with one, ghost workers, payment without supporting documents, and double payment. So whether it should actually happen, how we can handle for make repeating itself again. Because audit in, audit out, now then same thing that I would see. Don, you mentioned the Tomabo Rice project. You did close to the information minister, and for fight misinformation, now for produce the factual information. So if person get factual information, it fail for user, they will going to say in a deliberate attempt. You go able to tell me for the past 12 months how many hectares of land na Tomabo on a harvest. Then the last one, the tripartite committee, the recommendations there. We know say una don't differentiate them. The one where they go parliament and the one where na the entrenched clauses the way the AGDC don't. You know, think to say the office of the Attorney General forget a public education. We are in them will tell people waiting at the entrenched clauses there, waiting they stand for, and waiting they supposed for. Because can't go in a referendum, educate the populace and expect them to make a
referendum not till tomorrow.
No, I'm just saying we have time for that.
We will have more than sufficient time. In fact, we launch a website specifically on that. We don't even do engagements. Last week, AG and me spent the weekend at McKinney. They talked to women's group. We get for once we don't finalize that particularly, we get for do a whole crisscross across country, not just we, but with the opposition and everybody else. So you're right on that, but you the beat gone. You put the cats before the horse. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, colleagues out there. And really, in a clarification I want, because I understand, say, okay, sorry, me Alma Michelo, reporter for our newspaper. Yeah, a quick clarification now I want from Chief Minister. He talked about the road inside Falaba district. Of course, recently I traveled to go Konjukura. He say, the norm, tar the road till Limbaya. I can tell Chief Minister, okay, with the tar the road. Okay, Dogolia. So the remaining areas na granite, na then 3D. Now two road in between Limbaya and Fogokbentu. So I just want
regular and also maybe one way people.
Thank you very much. All right. I think we get Uda the next. Another Monday be the next, and then we end here. Yes, go ahead.
My name is Nalai Jackson, and I report for CTN. Mr. Chief Minister, I want to take you back to the tripartite recommendation. I don't know how much the AG don't do a dialogue and meet with the political party there with regards and this recommendation there also before they take on a parliament next week. The reason why I make I ask this, there are some recommendations wherein some political party they're not in favor of the recommendation and they. One of the recommendation where that they kick against that what we get for do with the and in for choose or for select the chief commissioner for ECSL. According to the recommendation and then take them out of the political party, then choose all like the bar association and other civil society organization for choose the Chief Electoral Commission for ECSL. And according to a meeting where the AGB always the Interpolitical Party Dialogue Committee, they may kick against that, saying that and politics need for deal with politicians, not out of the politicians. Another recommendation get for do with and the one we get for do with the 50 the one we get for do with the 50% plus for be a president, when some and political party they go against that. And even the APC be hold a press conference for say some of the recommendation them where they want for take na parliament, some of them they're not in favor of them and they need for do a rethink of that.
All right, thank you very much. Now gets the final question and then the Chief Minister go respond.
Yes, Hassan Soloko Bokari, Freetown Daily Newspaper. Chief Minister, as at this date, we still get MDAs and we lack updated websites. And of course, citizens, journalists, and researchers, they find it difficult for access information online. So what's in government intend for do for erase that difficulty there for citizens, journalists, and researchers them? Then also, you talk about roads. I know you mentioned about the Kono Tongo Road. Any plans for that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first question on website actually me say go up mote. But now come to the minister. Minister, if you want to respond to Limbaya, Dogolia Road, beside the road tap and all that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think we need to be clear on where we can allow the talk from an informed background, and also that we make sure so we understand, because we call it a process. Whether they make road, the first thing they clear the road first is clearing. From there, then drill the gutters. Them from there, then put the stone. Then from there, then put the coulter. So it's a process and not an event. They don't pass Dogolia. Be clear on that. Now, number two, the first 10 kilometers now from Kabbalah to Dogolia. Now by 10 kilometers, government and the company then contract. So before you talk, go first and know within. The second tranche, now another 10 kilometers from Dogolia to Limbaya, where they on now. Now the chief minister say the next target now for it to say Falaba. If money day, then go move go Mongo. The work is in progress. So don't judge an activity as an event. Judge them as a process. So what would they talk? Not talk because you want for me they know say you did. Talk because for let you explain for let people they understand. Because if people they don't understand, then go say the work don't stop. Who say they don't they? The road don't from Adikam, my friend, from Dogolia to Musaya, na bridge 90 between them. From Dogolia to the Musaya Junction, a bridge between them. They don't pass Musaya Junction. Yeah, so let's be clear on it. From Dogolia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister.
Bridge between them. Thank you very much.
All right, so the Chief Minister will respond to the rest of the question then now. Yeah?
Thank you. And
All
also, His Excellency, the plan for Mogu Falaba this dry season. I hope so you did it. Where would they go? They go find for me you join we on the trip. Something the road go don't reach the sideway you in the field. On audits, you know, I don't know. I think maybe not a task for Ministry of I think you need for call the Auditor General. They may can explain properly because it's difficult for make me we explain. So maybe like an important thing.
Very, very important. I take it as a very important civic duty. In the next couple of weeks, we will bring the Auditor General and the team. We can break down the audit process, types of findings and all. Thank you for that, sir. We will deliver on it, sir. Yes.
Standing at the future.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. On the points about qualitative and quantitative in the performance tracking, actually, some things are qualitative. So if we did mention cabinet conclusion implementation, sometimes the number of cabinet so take cabinet, we did track number of cabinet papers submitted and approved, and are quantitative. Status of implementation are qualitative. Now ask you. If you've been say you cabinet paper and a policy, or we'll ask you, say, where was that the policy? They say, well, they to law officers, or we don't go do consultation, or we don't do ABC. So it's a mix of that. But on the quantitative side as well, we not just they say senior management meeting, number of senior management meetings, where they look through and check the minutes for see what's happening. So all of the activities of governance and monitoring and evaluation are mixed methods, both quantitative and qualitative. And this is something that the Auditor General now is doing, not just the numbers, because you can quote here 2 billion missing, but it doesn't really tell you much. The qualitative element, the story there, then you can make audit reports, I don't know how they call them, then get the initial findings, then get the response from government, then they get the final thing, recommendations as well. So me paddy way teach we Latin. I mean, I think you're not going to look we up here, you call we on energetic. Is the last thing you will do. And I think sometimes it's easy being on the outside and criticizing government. No governments don't want to make teacher and strike. No governments don't want to make doctor and strike. But if you understand how doctor feel system they happen, you know, say the Ministry of Health get for right request to Ministry of Finance, and it goes through the processes of Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance pay to Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health give them money then they. And maybe the doctor then can say, well, make them put up salary, as an example. Another one, and they say, no, make them about salary. It's just different ways which the distribution is done. This morning, in terms of how for preventer, one of the meetings I had this morning is with the Minister of Higher Education and Basic Education and team, and And then, team, this morning, I had a meeting with the Ministry of Finance and Ministries of Education on how then for prioritize them, payment them, so that subsidy will come out in time, so that school feeding will come out in time. One of the things that we are looking at is how we can schedule payments based on the calendar of events. If person they make road, then you go pay her inside June, now waste time no more because rain they come. If you pay her inside November, December, so you go mobilize. So January, February, March, April, May, it would only Boku Road for 5 months. So how do we finance government in a way that allows for activities to be aligned with the season? We not get the technology the way they make a build road inside rainy season. And the kind of rain, the way they kind not the same as snow other side there. So we need to rethink how we do governance delivery, and at the end of the day, we don't work. So we did essentially try for mitigate the incident the way they talk. Today, we get a meeting there. The person we say, we ask the security question. When you go to house yesterday? What time? 9? You say night? You been safe where you go to house? I ask this because sometimes it's easy to say, I feel insecure. We all know. Then woman, you know woman. When you go to house, you can feel unsafe. Now feeling, not so by me, you. I drive myself as chief minister at night. Now me they drive myself. Plenty now they drive myself. Other countries in West Africa, you need to get mind. Me, I live in Nairobi, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You need to come out safe. Now come out, you need to come out. You know they come out. So it is so easy for us to say these things that poorly reflect on us. For say, how you go say you feel unsafe? I come out, I go Liberia. Now one green bodyguard now being here. Who say you come out now any sign or some country that you travel across border as chief minister? Now one bodyguard you get. Impossible. No, really, impossible. How can you say you feel unsafe? Personally, we can want certain things without generalizing in a way that does not reflect the reality of our country. All December, we can. Some man at streets them they sleep every day. Festival and then at every street. We every day go shoot people then they. Now America when they every day when they go shoot people there. Would that then kidnap? I say these things because what we need to do is for applaud and clap for the security sector for waiting and do this holiday and now. The level of safety. Traffic, somebody traders union and meets and they say traffic not been this December. Remember, traffic not there. When last we get December with traffic not there? So yes, we've had 2 incidences where people then take gun, then shoot person. But those are being investigated. There are thousands of people with guns every day. We cannot use that to define the state of our country. So please do not say Sierra Leone is not safe. Because it's not true. In terms, again, back to, I think there was some other comments about audits and ghost workers and supporting documents. And as I said, we will make it a priority to digitize and supporting and provide supporting documents for these things. There's the thing about tripartite and parliament and other political parties. There are 3 parts of governance. Now science me do, I know do government. Now pass where I go college, now I do government. But I mean no pan social studies say we get the executive, we get this legislature, and we get the judiciary. We own job as executive Now for listening to Una, the citizen, first of all man for listening to Una. But we listen to Una. We consult the AG and we all, nobody know the way go say you know you read about tripartite. Now this country, and nobody know go say you know one day you read and day. We don't talk and tea, we don't get press conference then tea, we don't get retreat then nothing no day. Where we know don't talk about tripartite. And the AG has done an amazing job with the Ministry of Information of what engage people. They know that every meeting, every opposition party, they don't see those their opposition party, then they're on the tripartite. What we do as government is to listen to you, and we take that and we can go parliament. And parliament, now make it fine for who they vote. Next time, we now vote for SLPP parliamentarian there. Because when you go vote for parliamentarian, we know they read or we waiting and waiting one for do. Now that's the problem today. Because their MP then, now they other party, and they read self. So next thing, not to just SLPP president to the vote for majority. More, bigger majority. Because it is the responsibility of us now as citizens, not to me, una for tell, una each for call una MP there. I can ask you, I say, how many of una sabi the MP will come out now on a constituency? Their name or district. If I say name 2 MP there in a district, you go sabi there. If I say name, take the number, how many MP the number you get? Is it online no? Now the website. Or it should be there. They did it. If you go online, how many of you MP there, you don't want the call? This is an opportunity for us as citizens to say, and I agree with you, that my view is different as David Sengeh and as Chief Minister. My view as Chief Minister is to deliver what the people said they will do, and we gave it to them, and the AG implements that and Leone Parliament. Now, me as David Moyne in Sengeh, they call me MP then, Nabu and Pujon, tell them, say, now this is not what I vote for. Because that's my job. That's my duty as a citizen. I encourage every Sierra Leonean to read that and call your MP, write a letter to your MP, and tell them, say, do you not vote for this, not vote for that, not vote for that. Because some of them in the way they you not agree, but so that APC puts them there. But I'm not going to talk her. So now we'll call the MP then. But it's in the hands of the parliament. There's nothing we can do now. It's out of our hands. We've done what we needed to do.
And parliament is bipartisan.
Yes.
And throughout the parliamentary process, the public also has an opportunity for influence that process. Not just by calling, you can send position paper. So this notion say that we don't just engage, oh, I don't want away with the thing. And consultation so no means that they listen to everything what you say. If we get a 12 recommendation or we don't say we go this way, they say, oh no, we grip our team, but not grip and two. We can disagree on that too, but we can go before. We don't have to agree on everything 100%. We listen and engage. I think sometimes too, it be reported like say, they don't say they don't want that one thing there. So we don't discuss them. We don't engage. We don't get opportunity. We will continue for push back and forth, and then we find the common ground. Yes, sir.
Water, again, it's sounds like we have been in our strategic review committee because water, na something where His Excellency say. I know say Guma, then just put new tank up na SS camp that place yonder. Na SS camp, eh? Then just put new tank there and then they continue for invest. And I'll tell you that harvest they happen in real time.
We don't ask for that data, so you don't give you now for go report our determinable data.
So 5,500 hectares of rice is being cultivated and harvested by government and private sector. And if you want to calculate how many baggers, use the metric of 2.5 to 3.4 ton per yield, per hectare. And this is really important.
They don't get him milk.
This is important because before, and this is an indicator we have, the yield now be about 2.0, 1.9, 2.1, and they continue for go up. And we need, then India, China, then yield now like then 8, 9 ton per hectare. Updated website, thank you for answering that. Kono Tongo is, Kono Tongo is on the priority list amongst the other roads that we have. We have a set of roads that we are looking for partnership on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Minister. So yes, part of government's commitments will be announced at the last civic festival that the Ministry of Comms and the Ministry of Information get a partnership follow update all government websites. Right there, you will notice most of the MDs they don't transition to gov.sl email. President Bio announced the launch of gov.sl as a central platform for all government information system. And then within the process now, so the websites are two things. One are the content, two, of course, the technical, the gateway, and all of that. So Ministry of Comms, DSTI, they don't provide that for every MD. We just be in the process of the transitioning. The ambition is that 2026 we will deliver on that question we ask. But if you check, more and more ministries they don't transition to government websites and then they. Before we go, Chief Minister, we're almost there to 4. Final message to the people of this country for 2026. What's in them for expect from the man, the public intellectual that is the chief minister, which therefore expect from the leader that is Dr. David Moinina Sengeh. They don't talk a lot about what they expect from government. But I think a lot of people that know you are one of the most accessible public officials in us alone. You then go in the comment section, you comment, you interact, you engage. There are other things as well about your life. You design, you sing, you rap, you dance my left and give me. Boy, they dance, it play bang. You know, you get other aspects of you, other interesting things about your life. I just never once in this exclusive press conference, not just can't talk about what you expect from work. But what do we expect from the person, from the man this year?
Thank you. I will pull one single this year at least.
Hola?
No.
Okay.
But I get plenty of people that we want to collaborate. Maybe it could be Drizzle League, maybe it could be Crack Twist, maybe it could be iTribe. We get plenty of people that we get for collaborate with this year. Me, Idris, and Drizzle League get one thing, so until we pull on this year, you never know. But definitely some more music personally. But I think the most important thing, and I say this yesterday, a lot of people expect your chief minister or your prime minister or somebody within a level not for do certain thing there. Like yesterday, I mean in one group, na Bombali, and I'll share this. There's a guy, he worked for me in the Ministry of Education. I'm an employee. He go tell me what in a group. I go now in PV, I say, if you look up here, all what you talk up here different from what you just go see in that group. Why? He come back now me PV and say, you mad cow. I mean, this is not person who work in the government. The person we work for me in education. The person we they call in chief minister mad cow because I engage with her in a group. So when I sit down, I reflect on her, and then people then say, for the engaged, then people then they bring kind the level down to them. And I always can say, if I left Sidon, that guy, that group there in Bombali, where they work for government, where they call in chief minister mad cow because it tell and say a need for be honest and be accountable. Then I decide say where the common the group safe and they comment again now the commodity now because of the engagement people then they win. They win. Our job as leaders is to listen to you and for take that feedback. If I'm in an IBM and Sido, if it calls me mad cow, me and forever meet self, enough for sabi myself. Me in the group. But my job is to serve. My job is to be a leader where they listen to that guy, even if he called me mad cow. And I tell her, the last thing I tell her, I say, you go regret this one day. They say, oh, you threaten me. And the regret is just that. And I don't see this happen plenty times. They get to come back to me and go, I'm so sorry, sir. Forgive me. Me, mama and papa, and I go come big we. They go can't beg me back. China is doing nothing in that instance. But again, for cost me, I realize say the more I make myself available, now the more than they cost me. I mean, mama and papa are sorry for because they can cost the plenty time and they know.
And I say Uncle Paul there, so he don't use her now.
Not to
and I give it in that deed.
Not to they don't do nothing and just the cost they know more for mistake. So I can sorry for that. But for me, this year and moving forward, I will engage more with the people. I will go closer to the people. I will listen to the people more. I will respond to the people more because that's what we need. That model of leadership has been missing. I can drive, me window they down. People then say, why they put you window down? But then where they drive, that's not bus halt. See, they say where they can somebody, we will deliver. That guy within a boss also just happy me, wait see me win that, wait till they say that we will deliver. And they make a gladdy. Because it not say chief minister will deliver, it say we will deliver for Sierra Leone. So that boss holds guy, that mommy within a Pademba Road, that then people then where they see me, that accessibility they will continue. 2026 will be more access, will be more engagement, will be more responsible. And I hope say that me brother, we caused me mad cow yesterday. I hope say where he sleep na net, reflect on them, and he understand say maybe it wasn't right that I did this. Forget that he's chief minister, but you shouldn't do that to any human because you disagree. And we as leaders must not cede the space to people who are full of hate and who are full of conflict and full of all of that. So I will do more, even though the normal feedback and politician then go say, you know what they do that because what you do that now you listen to, now you bring kind of internet to you. And I think radical inclusion means that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, we will account for you and you will reach your full potential. I will keep amplifying radical inclusion because it is an explicit request in the National Development Plan to promote the implementation of radical inclusion. And I really am super grateful and blessed that we're here. And I'll continue to serve to the best of my potential and best of my ability so that together we will deliver a more just and inclusive green middle income country
By 2039.
2039.
Thank you very much, the country and chief minister. As a summary, we will continue for deliver the year of action. It's a pleasure and a privilege always for talk to you, but more than talking to you, for see the amount of passion and heart and hard work where you put into doing your job. I think even the people when are your harshest critic, they no go rule out one fundamental fact. You now somebody really put your heart into the work and you work hard and you deliver. Until we meet again next week, thank you to all the partners. We journalists party the way they are the one we carry live from across the country. We sign language partner from VSO and my team now the Minister of Information and Civic Education. Until next week, we will continue the normal panel weekly press engagements. Assalamu alaikum. Now, we invite the Chief Minister and the other minister that we there for come na this wall. There, Mr. CM, yesterday we've been doing the memorial wall for journalists and media practitioners that have been died during the war. So we get the privilege now for ask you for can sign. Minister, you could see my BNM, so we don't you say go sign. Madam Minister, please come. I see the PRO of the party, Mr. Mambusev there. So take where me cameraman. Okay, good. So the CM will do a signing for journalists and media professionals that we lost during the Civil War. The Honorable Minister for Social Welfare, the Honorable Melrose Kaminti. Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you.
I think they want you to come. Come. Yeah? Oh, picture.
Picture, please. Picture. Yeah. Yes, sir, exactly. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, sorry about that. Yes, sir. What's that? Wait on one. This one. Chip, where do you take it?